Hello everyone, Brett Mix here from Macho Wrestling 101, and we're going to get into the second of the three matches between the Flair and Steamboat in 1989. The famous trilogy they had. This is the second one and is mostly remembered as the marathon one, clocking in under 45 minutes. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match from Clash of the Champions 1989. Flair and Steamboat would go at it and again at Wrestle War, but this was the second time they faced each other, and Steamboat was the defending champion coming in. Before I get to the match, I just wanted to say if you like my reviews, if you think I know what I'm talking about, please hit the subscribe button. It's right there, right underneath the video. Just takes a second and it would help me get my feet off the floor. I'm starting this new channel. I don't have the fancy equipment just yet, but I have a ton of wrestling knowledge and passion. And I'm hoping to convey that through this video, audio reviews that I do. I do several types of reviews, so just check out the channel if you might like it. Anyways, back to the match. This is, as I said, the second of the three. Steamboat was the defending champion here, as he had won the Chi-Town Rumble match in February 20th in Chicago. Steamboat did an inside cradle off of Flair's figure four attempt when the referee Tommy Young was down, but Tommy Young turned around and Steamboat had Flair cradled into the inside cradle to the small package, and Ricky Steamboat got the three. The crowd exploded, so now Flair gets his rematch in a 2 out of 3 falls match. This was an interesting match because I've watched the three so far, and the third match will be tomorrow's review. But out of the three matches, this is an interesting pace because Flair in the first little bit and the last little bit was on the offense, and in the other matches, Steamboat would be. And anytime Flair got any offense in, it was usually a cheap move, thumb to the eye, rake of the face, uh, a mule kick below, holding onto the rope. Just, dirty heel tactics. He's the dirtiest player in the game, right? So, yeah, that was just a little bit different to see Flair on the offense for a sustained period of time because Steamboat, he's a great seller, but you don't usually see him selling too much. He's usually on the offense with his deep arm drags, his knife edge chops, uh, a number of moves Ricky Steamboat uses. What I liked about Clash of the Champions is it surprised me, and when I say that, I mean it surprised me from the last time I watched it. The last time I watched it, I got to admit, I thought it was a bit overrated by people because I thought there was too many spots where Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat would lock up, a side headlock takedown into a pinning attempt, back into a side headlock takedown, and they would wait for seemingly like minutes, and then all of a sudden they just go back to chopping, and then Flair would do a face flop. That happened 4 different times in the match that is not even 45 minutes. So I thought this one was a step behind Chi-Town Rumble and Wrestle War. Wrestle War is the one I've yet to review. And that was my opinion for a few years. I just rewatched this match, and I don't know if I was smoking something back then, but this blew me away. There was a lot more than just that. Obviously, it's Flair and Steamboat in a 45-minute match. There's going to be more than that, but there was more substance to it. The rest holds were a lot shorter than I remembered. Uh, the moves were a lot more crisp. The sequences were flawless. It had me engaged the whole time. I thought it was rather boring a few years ago when I rewatched it, but that just totally goes to show you your mindset when you go into a match, how much what you're feeling that particular day could affect your viewing on the match. So, it's good to rewatch matches, which is why I do reviews and why I like to, rewatch matches because your personal mood at the time could dictate what you think of the match, and you could have a wrong opinion for yourself, and you might surprise yourself the next time you watch the match. So, I'm pretty sure people have rewatched these matches, which is why you're watching this review right now. I'm sure you've either watched the match or you're going to watch the match. Um, it's uh, it's quite the epic match. Ric Flair had his long ones with, you could just list a mountain of men, but Ricky Morton, and if you look at the Mid-South, all those matches in the mid-'80s when he had to take his NWA belt from territory to territory, Terry Taylor. Um, the hour-long matches he put on, Barry Windham, Sting, Luger, all them. He was really the 60-minute man, and this match with Steamboat didn't go 60 minutes, but he was on the offense, and yeah, you can see why Ric Flair is considered one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time. I don't put him there, but I certainly can see the argument. He had more matches, better rivalries. His resume is probably better than anyone else's resume ever. Only Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart I would consider, maybe Chris Benoit, but you know, maybe those three guys have better resumes. Maybe Eddie Guerrero was up there too. Now I'm just listing everybody. Kurt Angle, why not? No, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, probably the only two people that could match Ric Flair's resume. Um, it's impressive, and this match is impressive. I give it 4.5 stars. In the end, the time limit, well, not the time limit, Steamboat retained the title, and it was another one of those endings that just came out of nowhere. But it was a few minutes before the time limit draw, and yeah, Ricky Steamboat retained the title, and he would take that title into Wrestle War, which would be Flair's last chance. And we'll get to that review tomorrow. If you like these reviews, and if you want to see other stuff like the respect to deceased wrestlers, comparisons, countdowns, Rumble reviews, WrestleMania reviews, gameplay on WWE 2K23, anything, topics of the day, live reviews of Raw and SmackDown, hit subscribe and help me out. And talk in the comment section based on what video I talk about. If you like Flair Steamboat, let us know. Alright, this is Macho Wrestling 101. Brett Mix signing off. We'll see you next time for Flair Steamboat Wrestle War 89.